It's been a very, very volatile year. If we're going to look at the aftermarket performance, clearly a number of SPACs have underperformed. But I still think it comes back down to the long-term prospects and whether investors are looking short-term in terms of immediate pops or over the long term to look at whether these companies are going to eventually become profitable. So if we look at names like Grab, clearly Anthony Tan is saying Grab is only just starting, and it's at the essential genesis of what it's hoping to achieve in Southeast Asia over a longer term period. So it's a case of watch the space.
Sorry, Romaine. What's coming down the pipeline in terms of big SPACs that we should be looking forward to, and what trends would you expect for 2022 if, for example, we continue to see SPACs suffer from withdrawals and they do lose favour? What other fundraising vehicle trends could likely take its place?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, October and November, we've seen a massive uptick, and that doesn't look like slowing at the moment. The largest deal we can see in the pipeline for Dealogic, which is still pending, is Polestar Performance, which is potentially a $20 billion acquisition by Gores Guggenheim, another large SPAC. And then if we look at Southeast Asia as well, we know that SPACs are looking overseas, especially in Southeast Asia. So we see names being touted, the likes of Property Guru, Finaxel, which is a fintech retail credit player, and Carsome, which is a Malaysian used car marketplace. So there are a huge number of names being touted out there in terms of pipeline and potential deals, and even Singapore. Yeah, sure.
Exactly, Romaine. Just on that, Chris Conforty at Altimeter said longer term he's excited about Grab Financial Services. Is that the second act for Grab and the broader ecosystem?
Yeah, so I mean, zoning back into Southeast Asia and the broader ecosystem here in Southeast Asia, equity fundraising as a whole is up 52% year to date. And I think there's a generational opportunity, especially if you look at the IPO market, which has doubled so far this year to the fourth highest year on record. I think one thing that's really important for Southeast Asia is investors clearly need a greater degree of familiarity with the digital ecosystem, as you mentioned there, Shri, to see an increase in the pipeline of digital listings, especially local listings. So if you think about the likes of a name like Bukalapak, which was essentially a proof of concept for a pre-profit ASEAN unicorn, that could essentially platform other rising stars in the likes of Indonesia. And as you know, we're also looking at GoTo, which will potentially be listing next year, perhaps in the US, perhaps in Indonesia, given the regulatory changes we've seen, which has facilitated the likes of a Bukalapak coming to the market pre-profit. And if that is a comparable, then we can see a new precedent emerging of not just SPAC listings in the US, but domestic listings here in Singapore or on the IDX.